All right, so the news is that South Africa will be heading to the polls on the 27th of October for local government elections. Some political parties, opposition parties, unhappy with this. They are calling for a postponement due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, the IEC says it's ready for the elections, and certainly we've seen by-elections recently showing things have progressed fairly smoothly. I'm joined now by Minister Fikile Mbalula. Of course, he's also the ANC's head of elections. Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Let's deal first with those by-elections that were held on Wednesday. The ANC held on to all of its wards, but crucially, I think, took a ward in Knysna from the DA. Do you think that that's a good omen for the ANC as we move towards local elections?
It is a good omen in the Western Cape where we are in opposition. It is not only now, even in November we did very well. And so I think it's a good omen for the ANC in those areas. We managed to retain all our wards and we defended them successfully. And we took one from the DA and took one from the IFP. But to us, this does not mean that it is something that we say we have arrived. It means we are turning the corner slightly.
What do you attribute that to? And I ask you that because I know that with local elections, people tend to vote on a ward councillor that they most likely know. For example, in the Knysna Hornley win, the ANC person who won that ward on Wednesday is a former DA councillor. So you could say, well, they were following the person they know and trust. But how does strategy differ when it comes to local elections?
Well, the ANC has perfected its strategy to say we need to build a contract with the people and not impose candidates on the people, which in the past it has worked against us heavily, where in which the candidates that are wanted by the people were changed. And in this instance, our guidelines have been improved. And the compact we are building with the people as one as the trust of the people, and the results speak for themselves. But over and above that, the hard work of our members and also our leaders all over the country has basically brought this result. ANC is an omnibus, and in this instance is hands on deck, and the results, here are they. And so that's what is going to happen even going forward. So we have and put our trust on our members.
The ANC, of course, is facing massive challenges at local government level. We see incredible problems. I think of Mfuleni, for example, the political infighting that happened around Swane, and the daily concerns around service delivery. I know, of course, you've been waging a war on potholes. That's a big service delivery issue in itself. But there are some very serious challenges for our municipalities across the country. And if we think of the death of Andries Tatane 10 years ago, he was part of a service delivery protest. Things had not really improved in Vicksburg in that time. It seems that the elections roll around and there are some changes. We have seen inroads made by certain opposition parties in the past. But the thorn in the side, surely, of the ANC must be the municipalities that are failing.
I'm in Mpumalanga now, where I'm speaking to you from, and I was in a place called Makati. You know what that municipality has done? The mayor there, Thomas Ngwenya, he has settled this bill with the municipality. Good work all round. There is improvement, and there are some municipalities that have even reached clean audit. And our district development model, I was in Kimcechwayo in KZN, is yielding results. We're able to intervene and champion and become champion at the provincial and national level to turn the situation around. That is helpful. But that does not mean that we have actually arrived. But some of these things that we have introduced in the sixth administration, you can see the dividend is going to be huge going forward. And it's going to be difficult, basically, to stand up and fight against the ANC if we actually deliver. So steadily, learning from our own mistakes, and of course squabbles are there, but if we're consumed by squabbles, we're missing the point. And that is what we seek to change the paradigm of our structures from to say, we will fight over this and that, but let's not lose the focus of working for the people. And in this instance, it shows in the result that once we shift into that gear, the result becomes different.
It's going to be interesting to see because, of course, we've not had a big election. We've had by-elections. We haven't had a big election during a pandemic. Is that going to impact how you campaign? And if so, how are you adjusting your planning?
We are in the war room. We are looking at our chances. We analyze every day, every week, in and week out. How are we going to campaign? We looked at the possibility of digital campaigning. It's not going to work for us. We look at many things, and those tactics are in our pot, and we look at them, and we listen to the IEC, and we look at the situation in terms of the wave. Of course, it will curtail us from bigger rallies, but you will remember, we won the 57% by getting into the hearts of our people, and we did less with bigger rallies. It's not our strategy. We're looking at reaching out to people, but we are the ruling party, and we think we must use that to our advantage. Let's deliver. The people will listen to us. Let's deal with corruption. The people will listen to us. Let's do the things that people say are wrong, and we'll be seen to be decisive against them. As a ruling party, that is our challenge, and we must use our incumbency and do away with the sins of incumbency, and that will win us the votes. And that is what makes us to be way apart with the rest. The rest are going to look at us, chase us, attack us, but we realize that the more we talk about them, we give them kudos. And our plan and our strategy has worked wonders. We don't talk about political parties, what they are, what it is for the people to see for themselves. But we attack the DA about its hypocrisy in the Western Cape because they are ruling there.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time this evening. That was the ANC's head of elections, Fikile Mbalula. Very upbeat Fikile Mbalula after those by-election results for the ANC.